Welcome to Advice for Seniors, where we walk alongside you through each stage of aging with understanding, respect, and gentle, practical guidance for living well, living independently, and living joyfully. You may not have noticed, but over time, our bodies quietly begin to change. One day, you might find that standing up from a chair feels harder, or that climbing just a few steps leaves your legs aching. It's not because you've suddenly become weaker, but because your muscles, the very things that keep you balanced, mobile, and able to perform daily tasks, are gradually diminishing. And sadly, most older adults don't realize this is happening until their body forces them to take notice. This condition is called sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. It doesn't cause immediate pain, but it silently steals independence from millions of older adults around the world. Did you know that more than 300,000 seniors are hospitalized every year due to falls linked to weak muscles? That number isn't just a statistic. It represents real stories, real lives that were changed forever by a single fall. But here's the remarkable truth you need to know. Muscle loss is not inevitable. Not everyone who reaches their 70s or 80s has to accept becoming frail. In fact, many people retain their shape, strength, and agility well into their later years. Some still hike, play tennis, ride bikes, and enjoy life with confidence in their healthy, capable bodies. So what helps them stay so resilient? Are they simply luckier than others? Or are they quietly practicing habits that most of us were never taught? In today's video, you'll discover 3 science-backed habits that help people in their 80s maintain impressive muscle strength. These aren't intense bodybuilding routines or strict diets. On the contrary, they are gentle, simple actions that can be seamlessly woven into your daily life, if you know where to begin. If you're retired or caring for someone who is, watch this video through to the end. Because sometimes all it takes is one small change to preserve your independence and energy for many more years to come. Habit number 3, eating protein the right way at the right time. When we talk about maintaining muscle after 60, most people think only of getting enough protein each day. But the truth is, just eating enough protein isn't enough. The timing matters almost as much. This is a habit most older adults overlook, and it's one of the main reasons they lose strength even when their diets seem adequate. Scientists call this condition anabolic resistance, meaning the body's ability to use protein for building muscle declines with age. When you were younger, having a large protein-rich dinner might have been enough. But as you grow older, that same pattern doesn't nourish your muscles evenly throughout the day, leading to gradual weakening. So what's the solution? The latest research shows that spreading your protein intake evenly over 3 meals a day, aiming for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal, gives your muscles the steady supply they need to repair and grow. You don't have to eat more, just smarter. Eating protein at the right times creates anabolic windows when your body is most efficient at synthesizing muscle. Think of your body as a construction site. If building materials only arrive at the end of the day, the workers can't do their job properly. But if materials are delivered steadily at the right times, the work flows smoothly and the structure gets stronger day by day. Here's a practical example. Instead of grabbing a few slices of toast for breakfast, try a boiled egg, a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt, or a light protein smoothie. At lunch, prioritize lean meats, fish, tofu, or lentils. And at dinner, a simple meat-based soup, an egg dish, or something made from beans will do the trick. You don't need to overhaul your entire menu, just fine-tune it so your protein intake is distributed more evenly. One study from the University of Texas found that older adults who ate protein evenly 3 times a day gained 1.2 kilograms of muscle in just 12 weeks, without extreme workouts or drastic lifestyle changes. That's the power of smart nutrition. So if you've ever thought, but I already eat enough, yet still feel yourself getting weaker, the issue might not be how much you're eating, but when. And the good news is, you can start turning that around with tomorrow's breakfast. Habit number 2, getting vitamin D the right way. The silent but essential muscle vitamin. When it comes to protecting muscle after the age of 60, most people immediately think of protein or exercise. But there's one critical factor that often goes overlooked: vitamin D. You might think, isn't vitamin D just about bone health? Not quite. Research from Harvard University has revealed that vitamin D does more than just strengthen bones. It actually activates genes involved in building and preserving muscle mass. In other words, if you're deficient in vitamin D, your body will struggle to maintain muscle strength, even if you eat enough protein and stay active. The issue is that more than 80% of older adults today are deficient in vitamin D, and most don't even know it. This silent deficiency weakens muscles, slows down reflexes, affects balance, and increases the risk of falls, one of the leading causes of lost independence in old age. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that older adults with optimal vitamin D levels, above 40 nanograms per milliliter, had 25% more muscle strength, better reflexes, and significantly lower fall risk compared to those who were deficient. So how do you get vitamin D the right way? Getting 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight exposure at midday is the most natural method. But this becomes less effective with age, as our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D decreases by up to 50% after age 65. Here are better ways. Include vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, egg yolks, dairy products, and vitamin D-fortified foods in your meals. Use supplements, the most common and reliable method. But how much is enough? Experts from Mayo Clinic recommend 2,000 to 4,000 IU per day for older adults. However, the ideal dose should be personalized based on blood test results. And don't forget, vitamin D should always be paired with vitamin K2 to ensure calcium is delivered to the bones, where it belongs, instead of building up in blood vessels, where it can cause harm. Eleanor, age 78, is a great example. After discovering a severe vitamin D deficiency, she began supplementing under her doctor's guidance. Just a few months later, she found it easier to stand up, experienced less joint pain, and felt steadier on her feet. One small adjustment, yet it made a world of difference. So if you find yourself feeling fatigued, cramping frequently, experiencing bone loss, or even struggling with balance, don't be too quick to blame it on aging. It might just be that your body is quietly calling out for more vitamin D. Habit number 1, building strength through intentional resistance training. You've probably heard that exercise is important for staying healthy as we age. But here's something many people don't fully understand. Walking alone or doing gentle stretching isn't enough to preserve precious muscle after age 60. The truth is, muscles don't just fade because of time. They fade because they're not challenged enough. Did you know? Experts at Tufts University have called proper resistance training the most powerful anti-aging medicine known to science. Why is resistance training so essential? Muscles follow a simple rule: use it or lose it. But as we grow older, simply using them isn't enough. They must be challenged in a way that truly stimulates growth. And this is what people who remain strong into their 80s always remember. They don't stick to the same easy routine forever. They gradually raise the bar. So how do these super-agers approach resistance training differently? 1. They focus on intensity, not duration. Rather than exercising for long periods, they train to the point, pushing until they can't complete another repetition with proper form. This moment is called transient muscle failure, a state that triggers maximum muscle protein synthesis, lasting up to 72 hours post-exercise. 2. They prioritize compound movements. Instead of isolating small muscles, they perform movements that recruit multiple muscle groups at once. Squats, sit to stand, rows, pulling exercises, controlled pushing, pulling, lifting, and lowering. These movements don't just build muscle, they also improve hormones, balance, and full body function. 3. They follow the principle of progressive overload. They don't use the same light weights forever. Each week or month, they slightly increase difficulty by adding reps, raising weights, or shortening rest time. They understand that without challenge, muscles start to fall asleep. 4. They emphasize the eccentric phase, lowering weight slowly. One overlooked trick: slowing down the lowering portion of a movement helps stretch and stimulate muscle fibers without stressing joints, leading to greater strength gains. Real-world results. A groundbreaking study from the University of Alabama showed that after just 12 weeks of structured resistance training, older adults experienced a 35% increase in strength, An average gain of 1.5 kilograms of lean muscle. Improvements in memory, bone density, and blood sugar control. All this without needing to change their diet or add medications. The biggest myth among older adults. Many people believe lifting weights is dangerous, reserved for the young, or likely to cause injury. But the truth is, not doing resistance training is the real risk. Why? Weak muscles, higher fall risk, loss of muscle, loss of independence, fatigue, Marcos, reduced quality of life. And once muscle is lost, it's much harder to regain unless you act in time. Where to begin? If you've never lifted weights or done resistance training, start gently. Use resistance bands at home. Try light hand weights. Practice standing and sitting from a sturdy chair. Or work with a trainer to build a safe, personalized plan. Just 2 sessions a week, 30 minutes each, can slow your body's aging process dramatically. In closing, a simple choice with powerful outcomes. Between two futures, one where you remain strong, independent, and steady, and one where you rely on others due to weakness and falls, what will you choose? Remember, you don't need to become an athlete. You just need to be stronger than you were yesterday. And if you take only one message from this video, let it be this: choose resistance training. It's a gift you can give yourself for your body, your freedom, and the years ahead. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your loved ones, and leave us a comment. Have you started resistance training, or are you planning to? We'll see you in the next video, where we continue discovering the small daily habits that help us live long, live well, and live fully.